over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. AMP2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP, the number 2.tv.
Now you can get Talk 1470 WNN on 95.3 FM too. Loud and clear, Health and Wealth Radio, WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hey, this is Mark Cuban. You're listening to The Launch.
You are now tuned into The Launch, where we help you build engaging and meaningful brands, including entrepreneurship, branding, launching new products, digital marketing, and the strategies that you need to launch and grow your business. Watch us live on Facebook and Instagram at The Launch Radio, or listen live on 95.3 FM or 1470 AM, or the iHeartRadio app. Have questions? Call in at 888-565-1470 or post your questions on Facebook Live. Now, let's get started.
Oh, go. Hi, everyone. We're here. Here we are, the Healthy Credit Gals.
Look.
And we are talking. So,
happy Halloween,
yeah,
everybody. We're celebrating already.
We are. If you we're the warriors. We're the healthy warriors. I'm Gerald.
And I'm Lori, and we're the Healthy Credit Gals. We're celebrating Halloween because it's Halloween weekend, and we are the Credit Warriors. I'm the SWAT girl that helps you clean up your credit and protect your finances. So we're all about
superheroes,
superheroes today.
And we just want to. We're on your side. Is going to be our motto. We're working for you.
So it's another Friday afternoon, and we hope everybody's having a good drive home.
It's been beautiful. Are still in the car because we did that drive. But the weather, we can all, are we loving this weather?
This weather is amazing. This is what we wait all year for. I think we're only going to have a few days of it before we get the heat and humidity back. But we're basking in this wonderful weather for the last few days.
I actually opened my windows. It was so nice to breathe fresh air.
It's very rare that we get to put the windows open and turn the air off. It's just not a common thing for us here in Florida. So we're all excited when we get to have fresh air.
Yeah. Fresh air is so important. It's so important for the mind and the body. And
yes.
So I know that you are sitting in traffic because we left that. It took me a long time to get here tonight. So hoping you've got us tuned in to the 1470 AM or the 95.3 FM. And we're going to be talking more about credit.
Yes, and you can also check us out live on Facebook on the Healthy Credit Gals page. And we also have all of our prior shows so that you can see them on our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and check us out our prior shows there. It's going to be a great night tonight. And I think we should start out just talking a little bit about our scholarship. We talked about it a little bit, but I want to make sure that we mention it every week because it really is so important that we are very involved. Our company is very involved, Financial Education Services, in educating the youth.
Right.
Which is where a lot of these issues actually come from. If we don't learn it in our school system, then we develop bad habits or we just don't know what we're missing out on. And it's really important to know how to build credit, manage your credit, and so many people run into problems, how to fix your credit too. So that's what we want to help you with.
Yeah, and if we could prevent you from getting into that's huge for us. That's part of what we would like to teach is how to stay out of credit trouble. So learning it at the youth and the high school level is I don't think it's really taught anymore, but our company is advocates for that. So the scholarship is for high school seniors and first-year freshmen, and there's 30 awards that can be earned. And it's pretty simple, and I don't think the competition's going to be that rough. So if you know anybody that is a high school senior or a college freshman, let's write an essay.
Yeah, actually, you can go on this website. So I want to make sure we'll give it out a couple times, but it's yflfoundation.org. YFL is for Youth Financial Literacy. It's yflfoundation.org. And if you go under the tab for scholarships there, you're going to see all the details. You have to take a test. It's, I think, a 30-question test. And then write an essay that's 3 questions, and it's all about teaching our youth about finances. And then whatever they put into an essay, they send it in. They have until December 15th, which is a plenty of time to go out and get this accomplished, where you can apply for up to $225,000 in scholarship money we're giving away.
So what's the top award?
The top award is going to be $25,000 this year, and we're giving it away to 30 students. So it's really, really a great opportunity to get some financial help for college. So it's just there for everybody across the United States. You don't have to live here in Florida. You can live anywhere. So share it with anybody that you know that is a college freshman or has a college freshman, has a high school senior, and all of them can apply. So we'll talk about that a little bit more and give out the website again.
And will we have this posted on our page?
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, you could check it out on our page, the www.thehealthycreditgals.com, and the information will be there as well.
Actually, it's easier to put it on our Facebook page, but we'll try to get it on both places as well.
Right.
So, we just want to spread the word. It's great information. It's free money to be given away, and who doesn't like free?
We all like free.
Yes. So let's get started.
So we have a very lovely guest with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Cindy Vova, who I've known. I'm not going to age myself because Cindy and I go way, 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 way back.
Yes.
We were teenagers, and then we bumped into each other, and once again, here we are, friends. So Cindy Vova is with the law offices of Cindy S. Vova, and she works Broward and Palm Beach counties, and she's practiced law for 33 years, so she comes with lots of experience. And I'll just say, and then I'm going to turn it over to Cindy, and then I'm going to read a quick disclaimer but Cindy likes to describe herself, her practice as a holistic approach to family law and practicing with a heart, and that just goes hand in hand in how we like to work with people as well. So, Cindy, and I'm going to pull up the disclaimer.
Okay.
If you want me to say it before you open your mouth, I got to do this quickly.
Well,
okay.
But while you're doing that, let me just give out the phone number in case anybody has a question that they want to call in with.
Okay.
It is 888-565-1470, and we'll be open for questions for Cindy or for ourselves or even on the scholarship throughout the show.
Absolutely. Okay, here's a quick disclaimer. Any discussions today should be construed as legal information and not legal advice. Further, any calls do not establish an attorney-client relationship. You should consult an attorney of your choice before acting on any information you may hear today. Thank you. Okay, got it done.
Welcome, Cindy Vova. And let's do your mask. What did you do to join us today?
I didn't want to, you told me to dress up, so there it is. Scream, fright, dismay, shock. I'm the Grim Reaper at times with the job that I have, but we try to get rid of that, like Gerald said, to do family law in a holistic way. And with marriage, with divorce, often goes issues involving credit. So I think that's why you asked me to be a guest today on your show, to see if we can resolve some of those issues.
Sure.
Yeah, so actually, Cindy, why don't you tell us a little bit about what type of clients that you have. I mean, I know we've talked about family law, which focuses on divorce mostly, or maybe save-in marriages, and what do you run into that runs into financial issues and credit issues as you go through with clients?
Well, principally it's divorce, but it's also anything dealing with children, paternity issues, modification of alimony or child support. There's a lot of different ways that is involved in family law. So, but principally it's divorce, because that's when you're splitting up all the assets and liabilities, and basically you've had a partnership for a period of time that needs to be dissolved. So if anyone's a business person out there, they know if you're breaking up your company, it's sort of the same as doing it with a family, except there's a lot more emotion involved in it. And with that, people are emotionally engaged, and we try to worry also, because the courts don't address that, what's going to happen with the financial entanglement, to try to give everyone that fresh start when they get out of the marriage.
That's perfect. I know that a lot of people do end up in divorce, so it's really important to find somebody that's going to work on your best interest and not just try to get you through the process. I think it's very important what you represent too.
Well, over the years, having a financial background, because I've got a bachelor's in business and a master's as well, before I went to law school and I worked in banking, you get to know more about the financial issues that are involved and understand it, and that's important too. Kind of like when you do family law, you have to know so much about so many different things, so it brings it kind of all together in doing that.
Now, I know many times...
A caller.
Oh, we have a caller. Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and bring our caller on and see who we have?
Absolutely. Can you say the... No?
Go ahead.
Hello? Do we have a caller?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Who do we have?
Hi. Jacqueline.
Jocelyn?
Hi, Jocelyn. What kind of question do you have for us?
One about debt. So my husband, he has a lot of credit card debt, and I have some debt, but not as much as him. And he suggested that we should consolidate all of our debts on a new joint credit card so we can have a lower rate of interest. I was wondering if this is a good idea or not.
Well, the lower rate is a good idea, but consolidating all of it may not be, because one of the issues with, if you were to split up down the road, hopefully not, but if you were to, is that even though the court may say you pay one debt and your husband pays another, if your name is on that credit card, the credit card company doesn't care about your divorce and who the judge says to pay this bill or that bill. The credit card company is going to say, if he doesn't pay it, we're coming after you. So, if you're going to live a long and happy life together and you both got great credit and you're both going to do the right thing, it might be okay. But consolidating it and putting it in both names, probably not a good idea. Better to maybe take it and get a lower rate credit card if you can, possibly. And that's something I would address with these ladies about that, but not putting it together. That could be problematic. So,
well, I have a question on that. So say that what I'm getting is what your husband has much more than you do. What if there's an agreement with how that's done, just for the future of possibility of and well, let me ask you a question. If you did consolidate, do you have a plan on when that would be paid off, a time frame?
I mean, hopefully as soon as possible, but I mean, we're just paying it off as we can.
I mean, is that 2 years, 10 years? Because that's huge.
Probably within the next 3.
Okay.
Well, again, if any agreement that you would make with your husband about who would pay if something else happened still wouldn't fix the problem, because again, you could say, all right, you're going to pay $10,000, he's going to pay $20,000. I'm just making up numbers, but
right, it's
Bank
still,
America, Chase, Master, whoever you've got it with is not going to care if there's a breakup in the marriage. They're going to say, that's fine, you're supposed to pay 10, he's not paying it, you're paying 30 now. So that's the problem.
So I think, that's some good advice. I think you really have to look at the whole overall picture in order to figure out if it's the best option for you.
Right.
Great. Okay.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Thanks.
We appreciate you calling in. And we are going to give out our number one more time, 888-565-1470. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Celebrity Mortgage Corporation, where everyone is treated like a star. The process of obtaining a mortgage to purchase or refinance residential property doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm Tanya Quarequio, the owner of Celebrity Mortgage and a licensed loan officer. Celebrity Mortgage has helped thousands of clients in Florida realize their dream of homeownership, and we can help you too. We know every family and individual is unique in their needs and requirements. As a mortgage brokerage business, we have access to hundreds of loan programs and thousands of lenders. We will help find the right program that works for you. Tanya Quarequio, NMLS 88836, Celebrity Mortgage, NMLS 206978, where everyone is treated like a star.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com.
Did you know most people have no idea how their credit score works and no idea what their credit score is? Most people think just paying bills on time will ensure the best score possible. The reality is, 5 factors determine your credit rating: types of credit, length of credit, amount owed, inquiries, and payment history.
Did you know an employer can use your credit scores and history to determine whether they want to hire you? Your credit scores determine the premiums you pay for insurance on your car and homeowner's insurance, as well as other premiums. Your credit score also determines the interest rates for your mortgage and car loans. Even your utilities and cell phone is based on your credit score. Crazy, right? Low credit scores is like flushing money down the drain.
We can put money back in your pocket. Tune in and let's talk credit. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind.
Did you know that having less than perfect credit can cost you upwards of $1 million in interest rates, fees, and other unnecessary charges over your lifetime? And did you know 80% of credit reports have errors causing lower credit scores? And did you know 43 million people have a credit score of 599 or less?
Less than perfect credit leaves you with little or no control. The Healthy Credit Gals can help. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Tune in and let's talk credit on 1470 AM and 95.3 FM.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and learn what options you have. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hi, everyone. We are back. We are back with Cindy Vova, who's our friendly divorce attorney with a heart of gold. And how divorce often impacts credit is really going to be what we want to focus on, and maybe ways of avoiding getting into that hole with divorce. So, Cindy, if you had any advice for this couple that is at each other's throat, and obviously if there's money involved, money becomes an issue, how to avoid paying it all to you where they're leaving themselves with nothing. Any advice for that friendly divorce out there?
Well, if they're not at each other's throat, it's easier. If they are, stop. Because like Gerald said, you know, all you're going to do is end up paying a lot more money to attorneys. And I know everyone's hurt. That's why I said this is different than a partnership breaking up, because most of the time the partners in a business weren't in love, didn't spawn and have children like you do in a marriage. And if you have kids, you're inextricably wound with that person forever. So make it better on your kids. So sit down and figure out a plan to do things. If you say you're going to do something in the divorce, do it. Don't say I'm going to pay that. You know, if your credits cards are joint, don't say yeah I'm going to pay it and then go file bankruptcy the next day or something like that. Because guess what? One spouse files bankruptcy, the other spouse, Bank of America, Chase, whomever, they're going to come after them for the money. The one that didn't file bankruptcy, which happens more frequently than you might believe. You know.
So how do you suggest if people do have? Because it's typical that couples, when they're married, do have credit cards that are in both names.
Yeah.
when they go to divorce, is there any advice that you give on how to separate that out, or is that part of the agreement? How do you?
Well, one thing is, depending on the amount of the credit card debt and what other assets they may have, you've got possibility that you could pay off some of the credit cards. Maybe they sell a house or something and get rid of the debt.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
that's one way. There may be some other assets to lower it, or pay off the credit cards that are joint.
Okay.
And then if there's some in wife's name, some in husband's name, if you pay the joint ones off, you're not going to have the problem after where someone doesn't live up to their obligation. Because if they do, it's going to be on the husband's credit or the wife's credit, not on both their credits. So those are some ways. Every circumstance is different, but that's one way to.
That's good.
It.
That's good advice, actually, just to focus on those.
Joint
sometimes
ones.
It's not an amicable split, so sometimes.
Really? No, I never see that.
So I was wondering, how do you work that out? Can you put it in the documents in the decree?
Yeah,
who's responsible for what?
Right. When we typically, probably 95% of cases settle in mediation and don't end up going to trial. And mediation is one of the things I love. I'm actually a Supreme Court certified family mediator. I love to mediate and settle cases. I don't let them leave till they settle. No, not really, but
that's good though.
No,
I think it's good.
When we sit down in the mediation, then we crunch the numbers and then try to come up with something like this to protect our clients.
Very good.
Okay, so I understand there's another caller on the line.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Pat. I have a question for Ms. Silva.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hi. My husband and I were divorced about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 months after we were divorced, during our mediation and the agreement, he agreed to take some credit card debt, which was a total of about $18,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 months ago, he filed for bankruptcy.
Mm.
So he's off the hook, but now they're coming after me. What can I do to
just like
protect
what you said?
myself?
This is exactly what I was just talking about when that happens. Unfortunately, the credit card companies are going to go after you because they were not party to your divorce decree. So if bankruptcy, hopefully, is not an option for you, you can take him back to court. They're not going to throw him in jail. Maybe he has some other assets that you can try to recover in order to cover the debt that the credit card company is coming after you for. But that's really about all you can do at this juncture in time. However, if it shows that you have bad credit because of something he did on your credit reports, that's probably something the other two ladies can address, how to deal with that if the bad credit comes to you as a result of a divorce. So, ladies, can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, actually, everybody's credit is based on their own social. So when you're in something that's joint and it does affect both of you, it doesn't matter whose fault it is that it's not getting paid off or that it's going to collection or it's a late payment. Mm-hmm. It affects whoever is on that contract and that initial contract. So it's really important to be able to get things split up and try to figure out who's going to pay what and then end those relationships that you're tied together on so that you can move in a separate direction in a healthy way. But really, as far as when you have credit issues, both of you are going to have to deal with the outcome of it until it is completely separate and until you are in control of just your own items that affect you.
But Lori or Gerald, what about if the problem with the credit is based solely on the other party's failure to perform as they were instructed or agreed in a divorce decree? Is there anything that you folks can recommend that the Pat on the phone could do in that situation to maybe, if she's trying to pay it off still, but contact the credit companies or something along those lines to kind of at least put something in her file so if a future...
They can put something in the file, but honestly, if that initial agreement is still in place and there's not something that has separated it, usually the credit bureaus are not so forgiving that way because they're not responsible for who's reporting it, and they won't turn anything away. The only thing that could be helpful is if you have a copy of the decree that does show it, you can send that in with dispute letters, and we have done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, they'll note the account, but it still doesn't make you any less responsible.
No, it doesn't make you less responsible, but perhaps if someone was you were trying to open another credit card or get a loan for a car, if you had that documentation and showed them that you had filed it or brought it to them, then they maybe would consider that, because beyond that,
that's going to be up to the individuals that are that you're applying to going forward. It's still showing on your credit, so they can take that into consideration, but that would be on an individual account. It's really just so important to get it separated and by social. That's the only way that you can do it.
She's a little past that at this point, so
absolutely.
sorry.
Yeah.
But just going. So, how do you avoid what she's went through?
Well, it was a joint credit card?
Well, he was actually, I guess it was initially taken out on him, and I was a co-signer, I was allowed to authorize user. So I guess they had my social, they had my information as well.
Well, that's a good point you brought up. There's two different things. There's a co-signer. That means that the credit card company relied on your credit as well in issuing the card. And then there's an authorized user, which means that we're not relying on that individual's credit, but that person can make charges on the card. So if you were only an authorized user, it wouldn't affect your credit. But if you co-signed and they relied on your credit to make the loan, then you're kind of stuck in that situation. So maybe you should check and see if you were just an authorized user or if you were a co-signer on this, because you may be okay if you were only the authorized user on it.
Yes, that's a good point.
But I guess that's lessons to be learned as well if someone asks you to be a co-signer, correct?
Yeah.
If you're backing you and making sure that you are, going to do what you're going to do. Co-signing could be critical.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you calling in.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So, back to what Gerald was asking you. Do you recommend, if people have signs of a split coming, to try to get anything that is in both of their names resolved first? Or
if you can.
If they're amicable,
if they can. Like I said, if you have separate debt and then joint debt, the thing to do for both sides is to resolve the joint debt first.
Right.
And try to find a way to expedite paying that off. Like I said, even if it's a sale of a home, and you use the proceeds to pay the joint debt, even if there's not enough to make everyone go forward and pay off all the credit cards, at least you'll have your separate obligations that way.
Right.
To do it.
Very good.
Okay. Do we have time for a question? I mean, I have a question.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay. All right.
We have about a minute or so.
You have to call in.
No, okay. I could do that.
You have to get in queue.
Well, because I think a lot of what we want to put out there is proactivity.
Right.
So, so say a young couple comes to you. Maybe they're not sold on a prenup, but maybe they are. They want advice.
Right.
Because I get a lot of women that have divorced with absolutely no credit, and here they are in midlife with no credit established. So if I'm a young couple starting out with my whole life ahead of me, happily ever after, that doesn't always work, how do you advise them on the credit cards and names? And
the best thing to do is open it under each individual's name. I mean, during the course of your marriage, if everything is going well, you can still split who makes the payments each month. It doesn't have to be you only pay yours, I only pay mine, when your marriage is intact and you're sharing your funds. But if there's a problem later on, not only do you have the debt separated, not necessarily in the divorce, because the courts will look at whatever the debt is as marital, for the most part. I mean, I'm generalizing, but whether it's in your name, his name, joint name, it's all going to be joint marital debt. But again, the court can say we're splitting it down the middle, wherever that middle lies. If the party doesn't perform and it's in joint name, then like I said, the big boys or girls are going to come in and say, we don't care what your marital settlement agreement says because we didn't marry you, we didn't divorce you, we just gave you credit under both names, so you pay it.
Right.
So to start out, have separate cards.
right.
That's actually important too for both parties being able to build credit.
Right.
Because
So
you know it is by
important
your
to build
social.
credit.
Yeah, it's by your social. So whether you're married or separate or fathers and sons or mothers and daughters, everybody really should build credit under their own social so that they're able to have purchasing power as they go through life. It's just really important to do that.
And Gerald, isn't there something that parties can do where if they're young, just starting out, and maybe they don't have the credit yet, to get some sort of secured small card?
Yeah,
Is
so
that something
that's how you start.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, you're going to start with a secured small card. You use it, you pay it. You use it, you pay it. About 6 months it will take, and then they'll give you the opportunity to do an unsecured line. And, you know, we're talking $500.
Yeah, right.
So you're
exactly.
starting at a very low point. You'll never, no matter how little or how much it is, you do not ever want to go over that 30% mark.
And you also want to make sure when you're on a secured card, we have a secured card that we do help people with if they're not able to build credit and that's what they're looking for. It's a minimum of $200, so it's even less, but you never want to make a late payment. That's the most important thing when you're building credit. Late payments are the number one thing that hit people. It's 35% of your credit score. So you want to make sure that you're paying whatever
Plus
your
late
bills are
fees.
on time without taking the dings against your credit.
You get late fees and interest, so that's
Paying more money and driving your credit down.
Right, and
credit
then
score down.
then you're going to get higher interest rates because you have lousy credit. So it's you got to start
It's a
right
vicious circle.
there of using it wisely, paying it on time, and not using more than the 30%.
But talk to me, because you taught me about that.
Okay.
The 30%, because I never knew
Really
that.
important.
And I'm like, what difference does it make what I charge? I pay it off every month.
Yes, it does make a big difference.
Maybe you
but
could address that to some of the listeners.
Because we got to go.
let's just take let's take a break before we get into that because that could be a little bit lengthy, right?
Okay. All right. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Stay with us.
Did you know that having less than perfect credit can cost you upwards of $1 million in interest rates, fees, and other unnecessary charges over your lifetime? And did you know 80% of credit reports have errors causing lower credit scores? And did you know 43 million people have a credit score of 599 or less?
Less than perfect credit leaves you with little or no control. The Healthy Credit Gals can help. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Tune in and let's talk credit on 1470 AM and 95.3 FM.
Celebrity Mortgage Corporation, where everyone is treated like a star. The process of obtaining a mortgage to purchase or refinance residential property doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm Tanya Quarequio, the owner of Celebrity Mortgage and a licensed loan officer. Celebrity Mortgage has helped thousands of clients in Florida realize their dream of homeownership, and we can help you too. We know every family and individual is unique in their needs and requirements. As a mortgage brokerage business, we have access to hundreds of loan programs and thousands of lenders. We will help find the right program that works for you. Tanya Quarequio, NMLS 88836, Celebrity Mortgage, NMLS 206978, where everyone is treated like a star.
Did you know most people have no idea how their credit score works and no idea what their credit score is? Most people think just paying bills on time will ensure the best score possible. The reality is, 5 factors determine your credit rating: types of credit, length of credit, amount owed, inquiries, and payment history.
Did you know an employer can use your credit scores and history to determine whether they want to hire you? Your credit scores determine the premiums you pay for insurance on your car and homeowner's insurance, as well as other premiums. Your credit score also determines the interest rates for your mortgage and car loans. Even your utilities and cell phone is based on your credit score. Crazy, right? Low credit scores is like flushing money down the drain.
We can put money back in your pocket. Tune in and let's talk credit. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and learn what options you have. Now, Let's get back to the show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're so excited to have another caller that we're going to put through. Hi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, what's your name?
Mark, how you doing?
Hi, Mark. What's your question for us?
First, I'd like to say, Gerald and Lori, I enjoy your show.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks
and
so
I have
much.
a question for Ms. Vova. I'm getting a divorce from my wife, and my wife's going to keep the house.
Okay.
Once I sign the deed over to the house to her, do I have to worry about the mortgage anymore, or am I out of the deal at that point?
Well, you're out of the deal, Mark, as far as owning the house. You're not out of the deal as far as paying the mortgage. Because, again, as I was saying earlier, as with credit cards, whoever your lender was relied on both your wife's credit and your credit to make that loan. So she takes over the house, she pays the mortgage, great. Let's say you know she's never going to default on a payment. That's perfect, except whatever the amount of that mortgage is that's outstanding, whether it's $100 or $200 or $1 million, that's still under your credit. So if you go to buy another place or apply for other type of credit, they're going to look at that as part of your overall debt, which, again, you ladies can probably address, but that's not good. But more what I'm concerned about in these things is she doesn't pay the mortgage and you're on the hook for it. They don't care. So one of the things that the best thing to do is have the house refinanced. If you're just giving it to her and there's no equity you're taking out of it, it's fine because she's just going to get a loan for the same amount that's outstanding as of now. She doesn't have to pay you, put in any more and maybe raise a payment because she's paying you. She's got to pay to refinance the home. However, if you're going to go and do this, you want to make sure that your name is off it. The only other alternative is sometimes people wait a year for some reason to give the person time to build up credit to be able to refinance. You can put something in the agreement that says in the event that she doesn't pay the mortgage and is like 30 days late, then the house must immediately go up for sale at that point in time. And there's some variations we can do on that in a settlement that says if you pay anything toward the mortgage to keep your credit good while it's being sold, you'll get that reimbursed if the house sells. So don't just walk away and say, here's the house, here's the deed. Make sure, speak with someone and make sure that you've got either your name's coming off it or there's a mechanism that if she doesn't pay it, your name gets off it because it gets sold and you get reimbursed if you keep your credit score good by paying
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's great
It's funny
advice.
because I do have a client that he has been separated from his wife for 8 years. He left the house and left her with it. Now he's looking to purchase something here, and he can't qualify. He's been on our service, and we've cleaned up the credit as much as we can, but she's made a late payment. She was up to 120 days late, and so it plummeted his score. Not only that, but it also keeps him from qualifying because he already has the one mortgage. So this looks like a second mortgage. So that's phenomenal to hear that's exactly what you should be doing.
And Mark, if you do stay on the mortgage for any length of time, you're on it. So you can ask the company to send a second address to get reminders if there's a late charge or the mortgage is not timely paid. Because if it's going to your wife at the house, you may never know. So you want to make sure that you contact the lender and say, send a duplicate of this or an email or something so I'll know when this happens. If not, you may end up like your client that you
I
have
know,
now.
which is so sad.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark, for that call.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so all right,
All right, bye.
we're going to get back to the 30%.
Yes.
So basically, you never want to use more than 30% of the credit card, the entire credit that you have. So if you have 200, you're starting at the 200, you're looking at $65. I mean, really, and you use that $65, you pay it off. But as that grows, so now you're up to $5,000. No matter what it is, you do not. It goes against you every time you do. So those are derogatory. Those are dings that will take your credit score down. So if you need more credit, there are ways of increasing your line and keeping, so that you stay in that 30%, or applying for a couple cards that you will never use but you just want to have the increase. So at times, if you know you've got a big purchase and you need to use it, you can use it.
And, somebody asked me recently about cards getting closed out automatically. They're not closing them out, so you want to make sure you're using the credit cards once in a while just to keep them open. Otherwise, what a lot of the credit card companies are doing is they're shrinking the amount of your credit line or even closing out the card if you're not using it. So you want to make sure you're actively using a little bit, but don't close out any credit cards when you pay them off. When you do that, you're closing out the amount of your total line, and that too will also bring your score down. So it's really important for people just to learn a little bit about credit, right? Just a little bit goes a long way when you're talking credit scores.
Gerald taught me that. I was like, what's the difference if you pay it off every month? But I guess it makes a difference.
It makes a difference. And you don't realize, like you said, most people don't realize that, well, I pay on time. I pay it all off. It doesn't matter.
And they think, paying it all off is building your credit when really it's actually, anytime you're above it, every month you're bringing your score down.
You're hurting yourself.
So you can also increase, if you know that you're using more than the 30% each month, then you can also, if you've got that good a credit, maybe increase what the amount on that particular card, so you don't.
Which is perfect to do.
Yeah,
right.
Actually, the 30% rule is number 2 in what makes up our credit score. It's 30% of what makes up our score. So those two things alone, you control, and that's 65% of your entire score.
So that's late payment and the amount of credit that you use every month.
Yes.
So and that's right. You control that. That's easy.
Yes.
What's number 3?
It jumps down from there. So, honestly, the rest of them are out of your control. But it really is just important to control the ones that you can so that you can at least have a good effect on what you're doing to your credit score each month.
All right, let's go back to, let's say, divorced women.
Okay.
You know a lot of them.
Yes. I know a lot of divorced men, too.
We get referrals from, from the insurance perspective and the credit repair perspective, we do get referrals.
Yes.
So many of the women that I get this is their first step into taking care of themselves. Their husbands have taken care of them, which is a beautiful thing, except here they are, and they don't have a clue. So I'd like to introduce, we have an opportunity. We have business opportunities that allow you the ability to take care of yourself.
Yes.
And, the credit repair gives you the opportunity to meet new people and to work the business the way that you would like to work the business. And it's maybe the first step of taking care of yourself.
Yeah, I think it's so important for women to empower themselves again, especially after divorce. I know when I felt like when I went through my divorce, I really had lost my whole identity in my marriage. So even though I was financially literate and I knew what I was doing, I still was in that same predicament. So it doesn't always mean that just having the knowledge allows you to keep control of your finances. We really want to encourage women not only to have financial health, but create other outlets to do that.
Right.
So that's what's so great about it.
And you just brought up something so interesting, our identity. Like, I think as we go through that divorce process, we have lost part of our identity. We were someone's wife, and through those years, how we were identified, and here we are. So it's a great opportunity to find out who we really are as an individual and get comfortable in our own skin. And there's a lot of great I'd like to look at it as a great opportunity, a silver lining.
It is a great opportunity. I think that it can be something that meets you, like we've talked about before, it meets you where you're at. And if you want to empower yourself with just fixing your credit, you can reach out to us. We're able to help you, guide you through the process. And we have a lot of different...
we have a lot of tools.
We have a lot of tools, but we also have a lot of services that really can help people, like the Will Trust Power of Attorney. A lot of women maybe they do that when they're married or men, and when they divorce, now that has gone
right,
away.
That all changed.
It's all changed.
That's one of the first things that when I send my clients a closing letter, I said, if you've got a will, a power of attorney, a healthcare surrogate, any of those items should be reviewed and updated after a divorce, because along the same lines, you also have to check if you have any retirement accounts.
Yes.
Because typically the retirement accounts are going to name your spouse to inherit those accounts after you pass. And if you don't go in there
Yes.
to your whoever's your administrator of 401ks or any other type of retirement accounts and say, here's my divorce decree, take him or her off it now, and I
Right.
want to make it my kids or my boyfriend or my pet dog or whatever it might be. You may not know it happens because you'll be gone by that time, but it's not going to go where you intended it to. So
Yeah, the
very
beneficiaries are
important
so important.
Yep.
Just to have a new beneficiary, have your wishes put on paper, whether it's a will trust or your financial or healthcare power of attorney.
Right.
Have your credit built and empower yourself with a lot of knowledge, as well as, if you want to, you can have a home-based business as well, which is what Gerald was
Right.
referring to. You want to speak a little more on that?
On the home-based business, yeah, it's an amazing opportunity that brings in a stream of income that you can work it on your terms. So if you have a couple hours a day to put into it, or if you have 40 to 60 hours a week to put into it, that choice is yours. And of course, the money would depend on how much time you put into it, but maybe not. I mean, it's yours. And to create something it's yours, to create it how you see fit and to fit it into your life.
So how would someone that's listening, that's interested in this and wants to learn more, how would they go about this from this point?
I would say the best place would be to go to our website. We have there's a video, because it's not necessarily an easy business opportunity to just say, oh yes, I can see it. So there's a beautiful video that explains it, and from there, we have training.
So where do they go to find that video?
Well, they go to www.thehealthycreditgals.com. There's a tab called Services, and under Services, they have
Business
the
opportunity.
opportunities.
Business
Well,
opportunity.
you can find it in a couple places under Services and Business Opportunity. And under the services, you do learn all about the services that you'd be providing, which is important as far as the business opportunity goes. Because
important.
You want to, if you know and like and trust the products and you use them, then you know that you can do this.
So this is something that someone wanting to get into this could start without a lot of outlay to begin with, or is it?
That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It's
important
very-
too when
it's
you're first starting out.
It's
that,
minimal.
You know,
It's
there's a
very
lot of
minimal.
businesses, but
yeah, it's
no
very
one's-
minimal to have your own home-based business, and then
And
again,
there's no product to store. You don't have to
Right.
buy product. You don't have to have
Need
all your
space.
cosmetics in the garage. You don't have to have
Yeah.
parties.
now it's really just
what's wrong
going
with
out and making
parties?
contacts to be able to help people.
Well, if
so
you want to
it's
have a party, you can have a party.
Okay.
but you don't have
You don't have
parties.
to have a party.
You don't have to, but it really is great to be able to help people and make money at the same time. Something that will meet you where you want to be, whatever fits into your life. And so check it out at thehealthycreditgals.com under the business opportunity tab and reach out to us. You have our contact information there as well.
Right.
So Gerald and I can meet with you and share with you, speak with you, whatever works for you to share more of the information and the details about the opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd be
Sounds
happy
great.
to. And
I'm going to come work for you now.
Okay.
So another thing we just want to make sure we go back to and focus on is the scholarship opportunity. Before we do that, I think we just want to take one more break so we can come back and wrap things up and get everybody's information out there. Stay with us.
Did you know that having less than perfect credit can cost you upwards of $1 million in interest rates, fees, and other unnecessary charges over your lifetime? And did you know 80% of credit reports have errors causing lower credit scores? And did you know 43 million people have a credit score of 599 or less?
Less than perfect credit leaves you with little or no control. The Healthy Credit Gals can help. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Tune in and let's talk credit on 1470 AM and 95.3 FM.
Celebrity Mortgage Corporation, where everyone is treated like a star. The process of obtaining a mortgage to purchase or refinance residential property doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm Tanya Quarequio, the owner of Celebrity Mortgage and a licensed loan officer. Celebrity Mortgage has helped thousands of clients in Florida realize their dream of homeownership, and we can help you too. We know every family and individual is unique in their needs and requirements. As a mortgage brokerage business, we have access to hundreds of loan programs and thousands of lenders. We will help find the right program that works for you. Tanya Quarequio, NMLS 88836, Celebrity Mortgage, NMLS 206978, where everyone is treated like a star.
Did you know most people have no idea how their credit score works and no idea what their credit score is? Most people think just paying bills on time will ensure the best score possible. The reality is, 5 factors determine your credit rating: types of credit, length of credit, amount owed, inquiries, and payment history.
Did you know an employer can use your credit scores and history to determine whether they want to hire you? Your credit scores determine the premiums you pay for insurance on your car and homeowner's insurance, as well as other premiums. Your credit score also determines the interest rates for your mortgage and car loans. Even your utilities and cell phone is based on your credit score. Crazy, right? Low credit scores is like flushing money down the drain.
We can put money back in your pocket. Tune in and let's talk credit. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and learn what options you have. Now, let's get back to the show.
Length of credit.
Okay, hi everyone. We are back. We're here with Cindy Vova, our lovely holistic family law attorney. And if your significant other makes you want to scream, if you've been feeling like this for way too long, we want to give you the ability to call Cindy. So where would they reach out to you, Cindy?
Well, I have an office. My main office is in Broward County. I also have an office in Boca Raton. They can reach me. My phone number is 954-316-3496, or my Palm Beach number is 561-962-2785. You can also find more information about my firm online at www.vovalaw, that's V-O-V-A, V as in Victor, O, V as in Victor, A.com. And that should give you if you're looking for information, we have on the different categories and areas that we help clients with. And I write a blog, not as much as I'd like to, but sometimes they're entertaining and maybe they'll even make you laugh, but on relevant topics to people going through any type of family law situation. So give them a read.
I have to say, I appreciate always Cindy's humorous attitude. And she always brings a lot of humor when she is in front of an audience. And I know that she can make light and make people feel very light and heart-centered going through anything such as divorce.
Right, and I think, though, she does put the emphasis on the family and the children and what's best for everybody all around. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. We want to just make sure we give out our Youth Financial Literacy Program information again. It's yflfoundation.org. And again, there's $225,000 up for grabs. So you want to make sure you get that information out to any of the high school seniors or college freshmen that you know, anywhere across the nation. And again, $25,000 is going to be the first top winner, and we have 30 students being awarded. So really, really important to share that.
With how many that are making even $5,000. It's a huge amount of money that goes toward your college education.
Yeah, I think that it's really important. Again, just the financial literacy is such an issue in our scholastic system. We just don't teach that in our academic programs across
Right.
the country. And it does lend to a lot of the issues that people run into, because it really doesn't take a lot to learn how to manage your finances and how to really create a budget. Or
Well, you were taught something, which I
yes.
thought was great.
Right,
so
right,
share that with us.
It was very simple when I was a youngster, and my father said to me, and he was definitely like the self-made man and learned it all himself, and the school of hard knocks, as he used to say. He said, Cindy, it's very simple. He says, here's the equation: the top number, if you have a visual, is what you make. The bottom number is what you spend. If the bottom number is bigger than the top number, it doesn't work. Solve for X. And that was it.
Right.
So,
Simple
math. As you go through life, your top number hopefully increases, but if you keep, and the bottom number does too, because you have more, you can spend more.
Absolutely,
But you got to still keep
absolutely.
it in proportion. So, thanks, Dad.
So that's a great lesson.
It worked.
We've enjoyed having you on,
Well, thank you
Cindy,
so much.
and
Thank you for having me. I
Thank
enjoyed it
you.
too.
we want to just make sure everybody is safe this weekend. It's Halloween weekend, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of parties going on. That's why we're dressed up for
As
our
you're-
show.
We're the warriors.
We
We're the
are
warriors.
the credit warriors for you, and we're here to help you. So reach out to us or check us out on Facebook, The Healthy Credit Gals, and our website, thehealthycreditgals.com. Tune in next week. We're on every Friday evening, AM 1470 and FM 95.3. And you can check out all of our past shows on our website as well. So we
Okay.
wish everybody a great
weekend.
holiday
Happy
weekend.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, and we will see you next Friday.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals with solutions on how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Visit our website, thehealthycreditgals.com, or call us at 888-315-3182. See you next week. Same time, same place for more tips and info. Enjoy the weekend.